So what can remind us about the 6 major language groups of Africa? So let's list them. We have one of the Bantus, we have the Nilotes, we have the Kushites, we have the Khoisan, the Mande, and the Semites. So these are the main language groups of Africa. So let's look at the Bantus. So the Bantus, their origin was believed to be at Katanga, Congo Basin. So these Bantus originated from Katanga, that is found in the Congo Basin. So this was their original homeland for the Bantus. So now let's look at the reasons for their migration. So why did these Bantus migrate to other places from the original homeland? So we can see that they live for pasture. As you can see, these Bantus were mainly pastoralists. So they were looking for their animals pasture. So we can also see that there are other reasons that the Congo Basin was also overpopulated. There was overpopulation, so the population in that area increased, so it could not support the people, the number of the people in that region. So the Bantus had to migrate to other areas where they could settle well. We also, again, one of the reasons for their migration is that increased trade interactions. So increased trade interactions. So we have need for more cultivation land. So these Bantus wanted more cultivation land for them to calculate and get food for their population. We also see that external wars or neighbor pressures. So there were frequent wars with their neighbors. So they had to migrate to new places for them to settle well and live peacefully. We also have natural calamities such as diseases. So natural calamities such as diseases make the people to migrate to other areas where they could find peace or just live without diseases. We also desired to expand into the iron tools and acquire. So they wanted to expand themselves since they had the equipment made of iron tools. So they made things like the bows, hangers, and many other tools which they could fight their enemies and conquer their land. We have increased population, so you can see that the original homeland was overpopulated to an extent that they could not live there. So they had to find a new place where there are less population. So let's look at the Nilotes. So the Nilotes are believed to have originated from the Nile River. So these Nilotes originated from the Nile River. So the Nile River was their main homeland. So let's look at the subdivisions of the Nilotes. So they are divided into 3 main groups. We have the riverine Nilotes, the highland Nilotes, and the plain Nilotes. Yeah, so what are the general reasons for their migration? So what made these Nilotes to migrate to newer areas? So let's look at their main reasons for their migration. We have civil laws, so we can see that their reasons was just similar to the Bantus, but let's discuss them. So we have the civil laws. So the original homeland had civil laws, which made them to vacate to new areas where they could live peacefully. We have increased population. So the original homeland was overpopulated to an extent that the land could not support more population. So they were overcrowded. We also see that they increased for adventure in new areas. So they wanted to explore the adventure and find what's behind the horizon. Yeah, so need for better pasture for the animals. So the Nilots also were looking for pasture for the animals to feed on, since the original homeland was overpopulated and the animals could not find more food to eat. We have the outbreak of waterborne diseases. So we can see that there are so frequent diseases that made the people to vacate to new areas where they could live without diseases. We have regular droughts and famines. So on their original homeland, there were frequent droughts and famines, which made them vacate to areas where they were more rainfall, and so that they could just plant and grow their food crops for them to eat. Let's see at the subgroups of the Nilots. We have the island Nilots, the plain Nilots, and the riverlet Nilots. So that's all. Let's look at the Kushans. Who are these Kushans? So you can see that the Kushans are originated from Arabia and settled in Ethiopian islands. So these Nilots originated from Arabia and they settled in the Ethiopian highlands. So from Arabia they came to the Ethiopian highlands for settlement. So there are two subgroups. We have the southern Kushans and the eastern Kushans.